Welcome back to the Cricket Today show for a huge second test preview between Australia and the West Indies. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy. We've got the two knuckleheads on the couch. They think they're cricket experts. We've got Marcus Bazzano, Leo Mullaly. How we going, lads?
Mate, I am a cricket expert. I've got an average of 10 in my whole career, so I think that makes me an expert.
10?
Higher than your strike rate, which is pretty impressive to me.
Actually, I think the strike rate could be the same.
That's
the old double-double, the 10-10.
That is crazy. They're fired up, Marcus.
I'm officially retired from playing cricket, so technically I'm...
Wait, you're not playing again?
Probably not.
I retire, but I'll come back.
Probably not.
Should we all join a team?
Maybe. The Cricket Today 11.
Let us know in the comments what team you want us to play for.
Yeah.
In Melbourne.
Email. Actually, that's not a bad shout.
Thumbs up.
There we go. For more cricket content and across all sports, check out odds.com.au. I believe you chucked a cricket article up there for the second test, Marcus.
Yes, sure did. Also, just checking about what sort of favourites each team is and how to go about it. So there's plenty of stuff going up on there, not only just cricket, but everything else.
There's been a bit of Wimbledon, AFL, NRL, a bit of everything. Actually, and Tour de France, which is very exciting coming up. Awesome show as we go through the second test match of the Frank Worrell Trophy. We've got our predicted lineups, the key players to watch out for, and our match predictions. Before we start, make sure you get right around the show. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you get around the comments. Leo loves a comment. We've been getting a few from our Andrew T.E. Shout out to him. He's been awesome supporter of this show. And get around the socials as well. That's Cricket Today AU across all the platforms. All right, let's get into it. It's the second test of Australia versus the West Indies. This is our predicted lineup. So we don't know the actual lineups just yet because the match is a couple of days away, but this is our predicted lineups. And we'll start with Marcus to cover a little bit of Australia while we have a chat about it.
Sure thing. Well, we're only predicting one change from the previous starting 11, and that is Steve Smith obviously returning from his finger injury.
Yes.
But the lineup goes like this. We've got Khawaja and Constas opening the batting still with Cam Green holding his spot at 3, Smith in at 4, Head, Webster, Carey, Cummins, Stark, Lyon, and Hazelwood to finish off. So that means no Josh Inglis. Would you drop Josh Inglis out of those bunch of 11, or would you opt for maybe Cam Green or just keeping Smith out?
No, I think Smith in for Inglis is the right call. I know Cam Green, I know we think he's overrated. He is. But if we're going to back him in at 3, he's more of a number 3 than the others around him.
No, but he's not a number... So this is some stats. He only averages 33 in tests. That is not number 3
like
level.
Ben Stokes'
he's played,
average.
but exactly. Ben Stokes isn't going to be batting at 3. He's only had 4 innings, but so far he's averaging 5.5 at number 3 at the first drop. I'm just not sold. I want to know... Like Smith is a lot better at number 3, I believe. He's just easily can bat.
He makes runs at 4.
Yeah, but he could make runs anywhere. He's a jet.
Can he?
Yeah.
He didn't do it opening.
That's a different beast. That's a different beast.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's facing the new ball anyway.
Yeah, actually it depends how Constas goes. Constas is the other one that's a bit controversial, but I like it. Andrew McDonald said they're going to back him, and he's only a young guy, so they're going to back him through.
Well, Cam Green's relatively young.
He's played 30 tests.
Yeah, but he's young. He's like 26, isn't he?
Yeah.
Compared to our team.
I think we're more reliant on that opening. There's more question marks over the opening spot, I believe.
You reckon?
Yeah, so I think Constas, if we're going to play him in the Ashes, you have to play him now.
Well, yeah, Constas needs to fire up to get that spot in the Ashes, but he's lucky because we don't really have like someone set in stone for an opening spot. We've talked about that all summer. Where we had McSweeney was a bit up and down. Then we had a lot of the older guys like Renshaw, Harris. They're not going to get back in the team. So he's in a lucky spot, Constas, probably right now.
The only one that's confirmed is Khawaja for that Ashes series. And then beyond that, he's probably retire after that. So there's going to be 2 spots.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Another one on Smith. While he was recovering in New York, he spends half of his time in New York when he's not playing, which is a bit interesting. He was doing some batting practice in a baseball batting cage, which was a bit...
Sounds like him.
He's a strange man.
It does.
It
opens the ground up.
Yeah.
Yep. So you can hit it down the mid wicket, hit it down the cover.
Yeah, to third base. Yeah. I was like, where's he going with that?
I didn't really understand what he was talking about.
No, I know what he was talking about. I know what you're talking
Hit
about.
a few home runs.
Yeah, why not?
Super goal.
Yeah, we're talking about the MLC. Where's the MLC podcast gone? The Major League Cricket.
I'm going off topic here, but did you guys see the finish to the game the other day?
Oh, which one? There was a lot of big
Holder dropped the catch.
They dropped they needed 1-off-1, and then it was a diving catch. It was dropped, and then there was a run out chance, but the batting side got over the line in the end.
Oh, was that at one of the baseball fields?
It was involving Ricky Ponning's
Ricky. Oh, that's
Team.
right. Yeah, there we go. I got a few stats upcoming over the next few tests for the Aussie bowlers. If you will indulge, if that's all right.
Sure,
You
I
listen?
guess so.
You guess so? Yeah. Yes.
I guess we'll listen to the
I guess
podcast.
we'll listen to the host of the show.
It's part of your job, I guess. Cummins needs 6 wickets to pass Brett Lee to be 7th all time for Australia in Test wickets. Then you've got Nathan Lyon needs 7 wickets to pass McGrath for 2nd all time.
Jeez.
So those two are the biggest ones, I believe. Then you need Stark needs 9 wickets for 400 wickets. And Hazelwood needs 12 for 300. So all of our bowlers are reaching some milestones over the next couple of tests. Which one, I'm just going to put this out there, is going to get there first, lads?
Cummins. I think.
Ooh,
I think Cummins or Lyon.
has to be Cummins.
I reckon Cummins and then Stark sneaky for 400.
Yeah, it just depends what the pitch is like, because we saw that the pace bowlers had the rub of the green on the pitch in the first test. Whether that will be the same in the second, still yet to know. Still a few days away, but Lyon, he could definitely get there. He's sneaky 3-4 a game. And not only is he passing possibly Glenn McGrath for 2nd spot, he also passed over the song, didn't he, Stats
The
Guy?
team song.
I thought he
yes.
retired.
I got so nervous watching that video. I sent it to you guys. I was like, oh no, he looks sad. He's sitting on a chair, like an interview sort of setup. I'm going, he's going to retire. The GOAT. But he didn't.
Oh, no.
So I'm happy he didn't. Lads. I'm very happy he didn't.
yeah.
But he's passed the team song on. Do you want to give us a rendition, Marcus?
No. No.
Oh, why not?
Just don't let this man get us censored or
No.
trouble.
It's not that bad.
I don't know like word for word off by heart, but yeah.
I've thrown you the bus under. I've thrown you the
It's a bus under. I want to say.
The bus under.
He's throwing you the
Was
bus
it
under.
underneath the Southern Cross I stand.
Oh, he's actually doing it. Okay.
with a waddle
Twig of
grass.
waddle in my hand. Australia in my native land.
Get ready.
Australia, you beauty.
That's why I said to not let him do it.
That's you just gotta bleep it. It's fine. It's part of the song.
I told you.
It's
And now
tradition.
poor Gerald has to bleep it out.
It's
It's
Australian.
his first day back and he's bleeping something
All
out.
right, yeah. For reference, that is a unlucky job for the producer, and I'm sorry I did that.
It's
to them.
Australian tradition.
But I like his energy, and he could sing the song for Australia. I reckon Marcus did that very well. All right, let's swiftly move away from Australia.
Please.
And let's get into the West Indies, please, Leo.
So the predicted lineup: Brathwaite, Louis in for Campbell. God, I hope I pronounced his name right.
Yes.
Cardi, King. Why have you put Warwick in
So
that?
that's where he
high?
batted. That's where he batted on.
He's a night watchman. That's why.
That's why.
Damn it.
Good job, mate. Stats guys put Warwick in at number 5.
I just copied it. Copied it from a
Roston
lineup.
Chase at 5.
I forgot about that.
Hope 6, Greaves 7, Alzari Joseph 8, Warwick in 9, Shamar Joseph 10, and Seals 11.
No, that's a much better lineup.
That is a much better
I
lineup.
may or may not have just copied and pasted that from the site.
First
but-
innings.
Yeah.
No,
Second
no
innings, second
cricket
innings, sorry.
knowledge there.
No,
No cricket knowledge.
but he could hold a stick. No, he definitely can't hold a stick. He went out
He got
very
out, didn't he?
quickly. I forgot that he got out as
Which
night watchman.
also, we've talked about this. That shouldn't be a thing.
Night watchman,
Night
yes.
watchman.
No, it's fine.
No,
No,
just
no.
if you're a batsman, you should be
your
able to hold.
job.
Yeah, do your job.
And they will when the night watchman goes out.
Yeah, but exactly, the night watchman gets out too easily. Leo, any other points you want to touch on?
Yeah, I want to talk about Jayden Seals here. He just knows how to get wickets. I was very surprised by his record. 81 wickets in 19 test matches, which is the 4th best strike rate of players with a minimum 75 wickets.
Yes.
Is that
That's
current
not bad.
players? or-
Current players.
That's current players, yeah.
Yes.
He knows how to seal up a wicket, that's for sure. The Aussies were intimidated by him and Shamar Joseph, who, I believe, took 9 in that first test match.
Yep.
He was absolutely superb. And yeah, I just think the Aussies as a batting unit struggle to face that real sort of fiery pace bowling, which they bring. And if it wasn't for drop catches, it could have been a different story.
Yeah, I don't know about Shamar Joseph and facing or playing up against Australia. He just loves the passion,
Loves
and
the
he always loves the matchups. with
He was
Australia.
talking a bit of crap in the media, and he backed it up with 9 wickets. Obviously, they didn't get the win, but definitely wasn't his fault. I want to touch on that. Their batting, Australia's batting was pretty average, but just slightly better. Shamar Joseph was the West Indies top scorer in the first test match.
Didn't they have a bloke get near 50 though?
Yeah, because so did he. So he had 8 and 44, and I added them all up. Shai Hope had 48 and 2, so he still had more than him. Someone else had 40 and 1. So I added all of them up.
Still good at maths here.
Shamar Joseph came
Some
in.
real maths coming from the
Just
stats
asked
guy.
him, can you imagine him prepping the run sheet where he's like going first inning, second innings? What's
He's got the calculator out. 44 plus 1, 48 plus 2. Oh,
Warwick equals 5.
I definitely did not need the calculator for 44 plus 8. But how crazy is that he was the top scorer? That's a joke
Yeah,
for them.
that is a bit of a joke. He was swinging though at the end. So
Yeah, but
he got onto a couple.
He got onto a few.
He can hit bombs. He was 44 off 20 in the second
It
inning.
was good. He was doing it without the helmet as well for the majority of the time.
That's aura.
Yeah. Is that a hard man like that you like, Marcus?
That's proper cricket law.
It's proper cricket, isn't it?
Proper cricket law, isn't it?
Game's not gone.
Game is not gone. Second test predictions. Let's get into it, lads. Australia won by 159 runs in the first test. Closer than the scores suggest. I think that the West Indies let this one get away from them a little bit. They were dominated with the ball. If they made a few more runs, it would have been a lot tighter and they could have got a lot closer. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was that lower order batting with Head, Webster, Carey, that trio, which I think we'll
was the
touch on in the run scoring.
Yes.
They were the difference.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into the best bowler, Leo. You got a West Indian this time. I like it.
Yeah, Jayden Sears, he really impressed me in that first test. As I said, I was surprised by his stats so far to date. And he's only 23 years old. That's crazy.
He's bowling
Well, he's been
140
around for a
plus
bit.
again, so they got two players that can
I
bowl
reckon
pretty
he
quick.
might give a few more send-offs. The one he gave to Cummins. He might tell Head to pack his bags, go back home. I don't know.
I don't know
To
about
send
that.
off someone, I wouldn't do it to a bowler because they've got every right to just come back at you when
That's
they
good
bowl.
call.
That's why I should do it to, like
The ICC
Smith or something.
The ICC was so impressed that they handed him a fine.
Yeah, I
So-
don't know why he got a fine. A send off like that is not.
It's pretty common though, I feel, to get a fine for
You
that.
shouldn't
It
get a
is
fine
very
for a
common.
send off.
Yeah, no. Is Virat getting a send off if getting a fine if he does a send off like that?
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's another.
That's another podcast.
That's another podcast. Marcus, best bowler.
I'm going West Indian again.
Oh,
I'm
what
going
do you-
Shamar Joseph. He took 9
Yep.
in the last test match, and I just think there's something about him. I mentioned it before when he plays against Australia, and we just can't seem to cope with him. I think he's a little bit in our heads. I'm not going to lie,
He is,
particularly that top order, and he had multiple drop catches. He was very unlucky. I thought he was. I know Seals got more wickets
He was
in the
best,
first
though.
match, but I still think Shamar Joseph was the best bowler, best West Indian bowler, and probably best bowler for the match.
Nah, good call. Good call. I'm going to go Paddy Cummins. I think he was one of our most economical bowlers last game, especially in the second innings. Bit unlucky not to get a few more wickets. He just does it all for Australia. He's so good. And I reckon he's going to pass, Brett Lee in 7th all time for Australia this test match. I think he needs 6. So I reckon he can get up to 7, 8 wickets in this test match and take it out as the best bowler.
Love it.
Yep. All right, best batsman. We'll go back to Marcus this time. Who's going to be the best batter?
Yeah, I was really impressed actually in the first innings, particularly in the second innings, sorry, of the first test match. I was particularly impressed with Travis Head, even the first innings, just the way he was going about it. I thought he got out pretty cheaply in that first innings. Pretty unlucky with the edge there, was a bit lazy on one. But in the second innings, he just looked like Travis Head from the Ashes in Australia in particular, where like the cover drives and it looked beautiful batting. So I think Travis Head's probably the most in form out of the Australian batsmen.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So I'll go with Travis Head.
Nice. Leo?
I'm going with Alex Carey simply because I think this will be a low-scoring test match once again. So Carey will get plenty of opportunity, and he always likes to chip in with a 40 or a 50, and I think that just might be enough, to be honest. We saw with the Windies, Shamar Joseph get it with 52. So if Carey gets a 50 into 30, that could be more than enough.
Yeah, I'm very similar theory with Bo Webster, obviously coming in a bit later in the order as well. But he's so calm and collected for a guy that's only played a few tests. He looks so good. A few people were saying, "Oh, should he stay in the side because Cam Green's back?" 100%. He just looks so calm. He can hit the boundaries, but then when he needs to go a bit slower, he can as well. So I think he's really proved me not wrong, but just. He's been a lot better than I thought, and I want to put him as best batsman for this one because he looks so level-headed. And I agree. I think it could be out of Carey and Webster. They just looked a bit more calm. They don't have to face the new ball as well, which has been hooping, and especially from Seals. He's a really good swing bowler, so I think that'll help him.
I think a lot of the bowlers for the West Indies actually struggled to, even the Indian bowlers towards the latter end of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. They missed the length with Bo Webster because he's so tall. He can sit back and it will come at a comfortable height, or he can go forward and get the ball at a nice, sort of pitch length half volley. So they need to change the length just a little bit when facing Brett Webster because of his long levers.
Yes, very true. All right, who wins? Are we going to be biased again? Australia won the first test, so I'm going Australia for the second test. But I think it'll be reasonably close again.
Yeah, Australia, but we need to see an improvement in the batting. From an
100%.
Aussie perspective. And even from a Windies perspective, it would make a great game.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be perfect for us. I'm going to go Australia as well, but it'll be perfect for us and the batters to find some form ahead of a big 6 months of cricket ahead.
Yeah, especially with we play South Africa in a few white ball matches, and then we've got obviously the Ashes. Like that's awesome. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. If we get close to and we lose this type of test match, then we have to go into the Ashes. That's a big step up against them.
Agreed.
All right. I'm calling it, lads. That's stumps for the Cricket Today show. We'll continue to do this show around some of the other test matches. I think there's a third test next week. England-India as well. So there's lots of cricket for Australia that we're going to cover. Get right around the show. Make sure you subscribe. Send in any questions and comments. We love all the comments. Leo loves all the comments. We can get around them as always. Thank you very much to Brody behind the camera. Thanks, Leo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark Orza.
Thank you, Stats Guy.
That's another episode of Cricket Today done. We're out.